Good evening, everybody. I hope my voice is clear, and sound. I hope you're doing fine, you're doing great. You've revised what we've seen so far. Hello, Katie. Hello, Dunia, Bella, Usama, of course. Today we are going to tackle a new lesson in grammar about passive voice in the past. Then we are going to do some listening related to some short stories, okay? Childhood stories. Good. And by the end of this lesson, today we are going to focus on pronunciation, okay? We will see a vowel, a special vowel in English called schwa. It's okay. Now, let's begin with some revisions. We're going to do some revisions on PowerPoint. I hope everything is clear. Here, yes. Can you see the timeline? This is the timeline. Do you see it? Yes, nice. So I'm going to review with you the tenses. I know you are in love with the tenses. Some of you suffer from tenses. For them it's a nightmare. But with me, God willing, everything will be clear. Good. I want to make sure you are following with me here. Okay. Okay, so I guess everything is clear. Good. Yes, we can. Good. Very good. Okay. Now look, we have the present, the future, and the past, like any language. I want you to revise to be with me because we need to be in the passive. So, what's to be in the present simple and continuous? Very easy. Well, I am, you are, he is, she is, it is, we are, you are, they are. Is this clear? Good. So far, so good. What's the continuous of I am? Any idea? What is the continuous? The continuous is the verb auxiliary to be, فعل مساعد, plus the main verb, which means the principal verb, in ing form, يعني في la forme gerund, ing. Very simply, if I am is the verb to be, in the simple, the continuous is I am being. Very good, Usam. Excellent. You are being. He is being. We are being. Here, we are using the verb. Look. Being. This is the verb to be. But this one is not the verb to be. This is auxiliary. Be. The auxiliary. What is auxiliary? It's a verb which helps us identify which tense we talk about, which tense we express. Clear. يعني هذا الفعل المساعد هي كيساعدنا نعرفوا أين زمن كنتحدثوا عليه. Is it the simple or the continuous? Do we speak in general or we describe? ولا عندنا الوصف. Okay? Good. We carry on. Now, what about the past? This is what we did yesterday. Yesterday, we studied past simple and the past continuous. We made the difference between the two. I gave you an exercise, homework to do, you did it, and we corrected that. Alright. So, what's the past simple of to be? I was, you were, he was, we were, or you were, or they were. What's the continuous? I was being. You were being. He was being, and we were. Continuous is we were being. Remember this very well. It's clear? Very good, Usam. Okay, now the future. We will not need the future today, but let's review it. There is no harm on that. So, what's the future of to be? The future we use will plus the what? I will am. You will are. No, that's infinitive. What's the infinitive of am is are? Yes, it's be. So I will be, you will be, he will be, and we will be. Clear? Nice. Now let's move to something else. Okay, now we are going to discuss the simple past and past participle of the verbs, regular verbs and irregular verbs. Alright. Good, Dunya, good, Usama, you are following. Nice. So, the past simple of play, played. This is ed. This is regular. But the past simple of buy is not buyed. It's bought. Why? Because this is a group of regular verbs. Here we have a group of regular verbs, which means we just put ed or d if the verb ends in e, or ied in some verbs ending in y. Okay, but before the y there is a consonant. Okay, the simple past of say is said, eat, ate. So what do we need the simple past for? Simply, we need the simple past to express the past. Examples: I played football yesterday. Now I'm not playing football, okay, because the action happened in the past and finished in the past. This is a simple past. I ate pizza yesterday. So why here ed, here a different? Of course, ate is the past of eat. Why here ed and here ate? Because this is why ed here and ate here? Why? Simply because play belongs to regular verbs, whereas eat belongs to irregular verbs, and there is a list concerning irregular verbs only, because normally regular verbs should be in your head. You should have already come across these verbs before. Now let's move to, of course these are regular, okay, it depends on the of course we have these lists in different books, okay, so each book has each English book has an irregular verb list on a certain page. Depends on the number of the page. Depends on the type of the books. Past participle of play, played, of buy, bought. Change, changed, love, loved, say, said, eat, eaten. What do you notice here? Look at the first list of the three regular verbs. The past simple is similar to the past participle. They are the same. There is no difference. If you put here ed, here ed, d, d, okay? ied, ied. In some cases. Same thing goes to irregular verb list. Here sometimes we have same simple past and past participle forms, but we have exceptions like eat. We don't say ate, but ate, eaten. Speak, spoke, spoken. Do, did, done. Go, went, gone. So there is a list you need to learn by heart. The question is, what do we need past participle for? We need past participle. What is past participle? We need it to express past perfects or present perfects. Past perfect is subject plus have plus verb in past participle. Examples: I had played football before I went home yesterday. So here when we talk about two actions, alright, the first action happened before another action. If I went home is the past, I had played football is the past of the past. يعني لعبت الكرة قبل ما نمشي للمنزل، يعني جوج أزمنة كاملين في الماضي. بالانجلي نقدروا نقولوا I played football before I went home, no problem. But grammatically it's better to use I had played football before I went home to show that this is the past of this past action. Another example: before Karim ate the dessert, قبل ما ياكل كريم dessert, this is ate past. He had eaten pizza، يعني قبل كلا واحد البيتزا. Okay, had eaten. This is past perfect. Past perfect is the past of the past. This is not our lesson in fact. هذا ماشي الدرس ديالنا. إنما غير كنفسرو فوقاش كنستعملو. إلى غرض كنستعملو past participle to express past perfect and to express the passive voice. هادشي اللي غنشوفو هاد النهار إن شاء الله. Good. Okay, look at this example for example. He opens the door. This is active voice. Why active? Because subject, verb, object. He opens the door. يفتح الباب. But passive بني المجهول. The door is opened. The door is opened. دونك شنو كنلاحظوا؟ opens كتولي is opened. و the door كتاخد المكان ديال subject هي. ولكن شنو الفرق بين هاد الفيرب ديال هاد الاكتيف بني المعلوم و الفيرب ديال بني المجهول؟ أن في بني المجهول passive voice we put auxiliary to be هنا فاش في الزمن ديال هاد لو فيرب. اللي كان هاد لو فيرب present simple هذا خصو يكون present simple. حنا راجعنا الطابلو present simple قلنا I am you are he is. علاش استعملنا is؟ حيت عندنا the door باب واحد. نفترضو كانوا عندنا أبواب the doors غنقولو are. اوكي we had opened. هذا شنو هو؟ هذا past simple ديال opens. no هذا past participle الخانة الثالثة اللي شفناها دابا. This is our lesson today. هذا هو الدرس ديالنا اليوم. Let's go. What are the active voice, passive voice؟ اللي كان مازال عندكم مشكل في active voice, passive voice. I'm going to explain it now. The use of active voice when the focus is on the subject. We use the passive voice when the focus is on the object. How? Look. Can you describe this picture? Someone who is writing. Donc, importance is given to the doer. الفاعل كنركزوا على الفاعل. Here, can you describe the picture? The letter. Someone is writing a letter. Do you know this person? Do you know the person who is writing? No, we don't know the person. This is passive voice. هذا هو بني المجهول. Okay? Okay, examples of number one. This is number one, first picture. And this is number two, the passive, second picture. Peter writes a letter. Here. But here, a letter is written by Peter. So, what do we have in active voice? We have subject, verb, object. Clear? But here we have object, to be, past participle. Then the subject. إلا بغينا نستعمل subject. Sinon بلا ما نستعمله. No problem. Is this clear? I will show you more examples. نعطيكم أمثلة أخرى. Okay, look. The focus is attention. Attention is given to the woman, secretary. Here, focus is given to the paper. The secretary prints the document. Prints, elle imprime. Passive, the document is printed by the secretary. Same thing. Subject, verb, print in the present simple plus object. Passive voice, object plus to be in present simple plus past participle of the verb. Print, printed, printed. Print, printed, printed. Plus object if you want, a subject if you want. Normally here we don't know who is printing. ما عارفينش حنا شكون اللي المهم هو أن الدوكيومون كيتطبع. Another example. Look here. Someone is washing the car. The car is being washed. Karim washed the car in the past. Passive voice. The car was washed. نستعملنا was لأن كنهضرو في الماضي. هادشي اللي غادي نركزو عليه اليوم إن شاء الله. By Karim is the subject. Clear? Another example to understand. So if we focus on these examples, so we saw Peter writes a letter, the secretary prints a document, Karim washed the car. We have active voice in blue here. So what's the passive voice? The passive voice of number one is a letter is written. We can drop by Peter. Here, a document is printed and we stop. Here, the car was washed and we stop. This is the passive voice, بالمجهول. The importance in passive voice in the object, not the subject, on the object. But in active voice, the importance is given to the subject, the doer, الفاعل. Okay, now let's focus on the verbs. Present. This is present simple. Automatically to be in present simple. This is present simple. Automatically in passive voice to be is in present simple. This is the past simple. So it should be the past simple. Plus past participles. Past participle of print, printed because it is regular. Wash, washed because it is regular. Regular verbs take ed in the end. تاخدوا ed على فهم. Okay. Now, the student is writing a letter. Is writing, which tense is it? Not a past continuous. Present continuous. Good. So to be should be in present continuous. هادشي علاش راجعنا to be قبيله. Is being, a letter is being written. Okay? Plus past participle of write. Donc is writing كنمشيو للأصل ديال الفعل هو write. Past simple ديالو wrote. Past participle written بحال speak, spoke, spoken. Do, did, done. Go, went, gone. Clear? We continue. The student was writing a letter. Which tense is this? This is past continuous. So to be should be in past continuous. Was being, not is being. Plus past participle. Is this clear? Now, let me give you an exercise here. Complete the table. So what do we have here? We have active, passive. Active, passive. Active, passive. Here we have tenses. For example, we have the present simple here. Patients, المرضى, les patients, need the doctor. يحتاجون الطبيب. Present simple. Need present simple. يعني شنو نحطو هنايا؟ Object. Who is the object? The doctor. Good. Which tense should we use here? Need is present simple. Should use present simple. What is the present simple of to be? Is, are. Okay. I am, you are, he is. The doctor. Which pronoun replaces the doctor? He, singular. So here is. The doctor is needed. يعني الطبيب محتاج ولا مطلوب. Okay. Now I give you 2 minutes. Complete the table here. Which tense is this? And what should we write here? Good, Usama. Very good. Right. Now continue this. I give you 2 minutes. Then we correct. As soon as I receive answers, I'm going to correct. Yes, Bahia. Very good. So continue number 2 and number 3. What do you think? Very good, Usama. Present continuous. What's number 3? Number 3 is the verb drink. Drank. Very good, Usama. Drink, drank, drunk. Drink, drank, past simple, drunk. Is this clear? We continue. Good, Bahia. Katie, number 3, you don't say was, you said was drink. Just drank. Okay? Because was, you use in the passive. Okay? Good, we continue. What about 4 and 5? Completes. Drank, the past. Drunk is past participle. Okay? Past participle is used in the passive. Was being drunk. Good, Bahia. Excellent. Good job. Last one. Very good, Katie. Was being drunk with you. So what about the number 5? Which tense is it? Sally will drink. Good. Katie, not continuous. Future simple. Will be drunk. Okay? Not the continuous. Continuous we would say will be being drunk. Here, yes, will be being drunk. But here, as you say, future, it will be drunk. Good, guys, excellent. Now, here you have a... Bella, will be drunk. R-U-N-K. Okay, here, choose the right verb forms and complete the sentences in the passive. Okay? You just choose A, B, or C. I'm going to give you 4 minutes. Yes, exactly, future simple. I'm going to give you 4 minutes to focus. Okay? Choose A, B, or C. Let's go. You say 1B. Good. 2B. Very good. 3C. Nice. Good job, guys. What else? 4C. Good. 1B, 2B here. Very nice. 5B. 5B, good. 6B. Last one. Nasera, 5B, yes. And last one. Yes, so good. The windows were broken by children. Is it clear so far? You gave good answers, which means you are good followers. But here's 7A. Good. It's good to try that one, but listen, we have the windows, it's plural, not singular. Pay attention. Always ask yourself, is this singular or plural? نمسوا لوراسكم واش هذا singular ولا plural. Okay? Not the one window نقولوا walls. Okay? But here we have the windows. لأن حطيت لكم were or was. Okay? So were broken. Were broken. Is this clear? Let's move on. The sentences in the passive voice using to be. أنا دابا هنا عطيكم I gave you past participle. Just give me verb to be. Auxiliary to be. هنا كتسمى auxiliary حتويه الفعل المساعد. Okay. Let's go take Bella. Is this complicated? Bella, this is just being مجهول. Okay, like when we say in French, le chat mange la souris, ou a mangé la souris a été mangée par le chat. Ou la souris a été mangée, ça fait. لأن نكرة ما كنعرفوش الفاعل ولا كنعطيو اهتمام المفعول به. دونك هادوك لي شونجمون هي اللي راجعنا لحد الآن من الديبار. But it's okay. دابا كنوجدكم الدرس ندخلو ليه دابا شويه. أسامة is being. Good. Number 2. Was bitten. Katie is being. What about 2? Was written. Good. 4. 3 first are being. Pay attention, Usama. Are being, not is being. The two hospitals. The two hospitals. Okay. Why is Usama? Katie, number 2 was good. Always have problems in tenses of verbs. That's the problem. Yes, Bella, I know. You know, because this is advanced class. Okay, I will open tomorrow, after tomorrow, intermediate. I just need to jot down the programs to give it to you. I have many students who want intermediate. Number 3 is being. Not is being, Katie, are being, because the two hospitals. Pay attention to singular and plural. So Nasera says is being made, was written, is being built, are being built. The two hospitals. If we had one hospital, yes, here we would use is being. But two hospitals require are. Okay. Then what about 4? 4, Nasera says is stolen, not a woman. Women, plural. Okay. So number 4 is are stolen by thieves. Okay. Yeah, welcome, Bella. So number 5, yes, number 5 we would use was, not were. Why? Because the window. Okay, good, Bahia. Now you get it. Good. Yes. 6 was bitten. Yes, the postman, because one man was bitten yesterday. Was bitten by the dog. Great, good job, guys. Are stolen. Are stolen. Yes, are stolen. Good, Nasser. Bahia, sorry. Okay, now I need you to change these sentences to the passive. For example, Mrs. Brown invites her. Her. Who is her? Oh, a girl, a woman, female. unknown ما معروفش ولا معروفة. It depends. So her becomes she. We have invites, present simple. So what is to be in present simple? Am is are. She, singular, she is. Invite in the past participle. Invite is regular. So invite, invited, invited. And you put full stop. And you finish your sentence. If you want to continue, you can say by Mrs. Brown. By Mrs. Brown. Okay, please continue the rest. I give you some time to think about it. Good, Bella. Osama, nice. Carry on. Rice was cooked. Yes. Katie, this is the past simple too. Is the past simple. We didn't say Leila cooks rice. Cooked, so it should be past. It should be in the past. My clothes was being washed. My clothes, plural. Bella, plural. But not my clothes. My clothes. Good, Katie. Are being washed by my mom. Yeah, my clothes are being. A new car was bought by Anna. My clothes are being washed. Good, Katie. A new car was bought. Good, Bea. You know, a new car was bought by Adam is optional. You can use it as you can drop it. The classroom will be painted by students. The classroom will be painted by students. Or the classroom will be painted, full stop. Very nice, Bahia. Excellent. Good job. Okay, now we are going to move to the lesson. Okay. Okay, let's change. Let me see here. Good. Okay, now I invite you today we are going to focus on passive voice in the past simple only. There is no present simple, present continuous, past continuous, only the past simple. Alright? So I invite you guys to watch this video to have to refresh your minds what we've been doing so far. Let's go.
Look how the past simple passive is formed. Someone pushed him. He was pushed. We caught them. They were caught. I wrote it. It was written.
As you can see here, this is the past simple of the verb push, past simple of the verb catch, mesk, past simple of the verb write. Here we use past simple of to be, What is possible to be? Was, were. If it is singular, was. If it is plural, were. Plus past participle of the verb. So push, past simple is pushed, past participle is pushed. Caught, from the verb catch. Past simple is caught, past participle is caught. Writes, in the past simple is wrote, in the past participle is good. Now, mark the passive forms in the text and fill in the tables. Now, I have already marked them. Okay, we are going just to classify them here. Okay, the police were attacked by crowds. Crowds, جمهور ديال الناس. جماهير الناس. Crowds of youth throwing stones and homemade bombs. Okay, were attacked. The police were attacked. This is passive. Sentence number 2. One police vehicle was overturned and several policemen were injured. So this was an incident. One village was cut off by the rising water and many people were trapped in their houses for several hours. Eventually, they were rescued by helicopter. They were rescued. Passengers were thrown from their seats. And the injured driver was taken to hospital. Now what I need to do, fill in the table here with these verbs or passive form verbs. What is the verb in the passive form? To be plus past participle. To be plus participle in the past. So what's the passive of throw? So you say were thrown, good. Were thrown. Was overturned. Good, Usama. Was rescued. What is it? Were rescued. Was attacked. Or were attacked. Was taken. أخذ ولا سرق ولا اختطف. Was cut off because cat. ناس أسامة. Were trapped. انحصلوا وتصيدوا. And injured. Were injured. Very good. Excellent answers. You did a good job. Now let's continue. I need to change the sentences into the passive here. I've already done the first one for you. I need you to do the rest. For example, look here. He didn't die of a heart attack. Someone murdered him. شي واحد قتله. ما عرفناش هذا person. Who is this person? We don't know. So we need to use the passive. He was murdered. Murder, past simple, past participle, murdered, because this is regular. So he was murdered. Now do the rest, please. I give you 4 minutes. Let's go. Hands up. You gave me good answers. I'm proud of that. Good. So here they weren't stolen. Sorry. They were stolen. She was fired. جراو عليها. طردت. شكون اللي طردها؟ بيان سور مسؤولين. يعني كنستعملو بلي مجهول. He didn't fall out of the window. Someone pushed him. So he was pushed. Actually, it's not a Picasso. My daughter painted it. It was painted by my daughter. Someone found it. Yes, Maluk was stolen. Yes, Maluk, good. Was sacked, good. I've got my suitcase. Someone found it on a bus. It was found. عثر عليها في الحافلة. Yeah, it was found. We didn't go to the party. They didn't invite us. So we weren't invited. All these are your answers. Okay? I'm just typing your answers. And 8, Usama, he was brought up. He was brought up. يعني ترعرع. شكون اللي رباه؟ His grandmother. Fatih Youssef was founded. Was found. Founded, yes, good. No, sorry, it was found. Because, yes, we have founded هي أسسة, okay. هنا عثر عليه في الحافلة. ديجا عندكم 100% good answers, okay. Very good, guys. I'm proud of you. Now let's move on. I will give you this as a homework. Let's move on to number 15. Here you have two stories. Two girls speaking about their childhood, mind you. The first one talks about going to boarding school. You know, a board, ski board, etc. Okay. And the second girl talks about seeing snow for the first time. Okay, so when was the first time you've seen snow? Personally, the first time I've seen snow was in Ifran. What about you? Good. What about this girl? So we are going to listen to both girls. What are we going to do? We're going to take these sentences and classify them here. Now, which one of the girls says that it was a very new kind of experience? The one who went to the boarding school, or the one who saw snow for the first time? Which one said, I had to be very brave, very courageous? In fact, I had a lovely time. I had a nice time. It was in the mountains. Atlas Mountains, for example. I remember, okay, je me souviens d'être being with my mother and father in the car. You know, when we talk about our childhood, notre enfance, the imagery is not very clear. Sometimes you say, maybe I saw this, maybe I'm not sure, etc. Okay. I can remember having mittens on strings. Mittens are gloves. هما الليغات ديال الثلج. اوكي تيكونوا مجموعين بواحد الخيط. String. Okay. So let's be ready. You listen and you put these in number 1 or number 2. Let's go. On the count of 3, let's go. 1, 2, let's go.
I think my earliest childhood memory was when I was 9 years old, and I was sent with my sister, who was 8, to a boarding school. And I remember the feelings more than anything. I remember being with my mother and father in the car and driving up towards this huge house. I've been back since, and it isn't that big at all, but obviously I was quite young. And I remember being really frightened about the fact that I was never going to sleep at home again, or so I thought. I mean, I did actually go home in the holidays. And I just wanted to burst into tears and cry and say to my mother, please, please, please take me home. But my little sister was crying so much that I had to be a big girl, as my mother would have said, and look after her, and I had to be very brave. And in fact, I had a lovely time there, so it didn't have a sad ending.
I think my earliest childhood memory is my first experience of snow. And I've worked out, I must have been 2, and it was in the mountains, and I can remember having mittens on strings, and my mittens froze up, and what it felt like to have my nose very, very cold and my ears stinging. But I can also remember the sort of bright blue sky and the sunshine. Just that it was a very new kind of experience. I think my earliest childhood memory is my first experience of snow. And I've worked out, I must have been 2, and it was in the mountains, and I can remember having mittens on strings, and my mittens froze up, and what it felt like to have my nose very, very cold and my ears stinging. But I can also remember the sort of bright blue sky and the sunshine. Just that it was a very new kind of experience.
I think my earliest childhood memory was when I was 9 years old, and I was sent with my sister, who was 8, to a boarding school. And I remember the feelings more than anything. I remember being with my mother and father in the car and driving up towards this huge house. I've been back since, and it isn't that big at all, but obviously I was quite young. And I remember being really frightened about the fact that I was never going to sleep at home again, or so I thought. I mean, I did actually go home in the holidays. And I just wanted to burst into tears and cry and say to my mother, please, please, please take me home. But my little sister was crying so much that I had to be a big girl, as my mother would have said, and look after her, and I had to be very brave. And in fact, I had a lovely time there, so it didn't have a sad ending.
I think my earliest childhood memory is my first experience of snow. And I've worked out I must have been 2, and it was in the mountains. And I can remember having mittens on strings, and my mittens froze up, and what it felt like to have my nose very, very cold and my ears stinging. But I can also remember the sort of bright blue sky and the sunshine. Just that it was a very new kind of experience.
Let's carry on. We carry on, okay? We will need, that's why I played it once again. We will need this story in the next activity. Okay, let's move on. So in number 19, listen and fill in the missing letters. Okay, so from, let me fix this. Okay. Listen and try to complete here. When she was sent to where? This is the first story, childhood memory. And this is the second one. Let's go, let's repeat.
I think my earliest childhood memory was when I was 9 years old, and I was sent with my sister, who was 8, to a boarding school. And I remember the feelings more than anything. I remember being with my mother and father in the car and driving up towards this huge house. I've been back since, and it isn't that big at all, but obviously I was quite young. And I remember being really frightened about the fact that I was never going to sleep at home again, or so I thought. I mean, I did actually go home in the holidays. And I just wanted to burst into tears and cry and say to my mother, please, please, please take me home. But my little sister was crying so much that I had to be a big girl, as my mother would have said, and look after her, and I had to be very brave. And in fact, I had a lovely time there, so it didn't have a sad ending.
I think my earliest childhood memory is my first experience of snow. And I've worked out I must have been 2, and it was in the mountains. And I can remember having mittens on strings, and my mittens froze up, and what it felt like to have my nose very, very cold and my ears stinging. But I can also remember the sort of bright blue sky and the sunshine. Just that it was a very new kind of experience.
Okay, I already received answers. That's fine. You say 9. Yes, 9. Then what did Adil say? School. Yes, exactly. Boarding school. She felt. Yes, Katie. Boarding school. Yes, school with the SCHOOL. 9, boarding school. What else? Bella, you find it's easy. Good. Okay. Alright. So what do you think? She felt 9 years boarding school. What else? Because she thought she would never at home again. Do you want me to help you? Okay. And here. Okay, I repeat. Open your ears. Open your ears. On the count of 3, let's go.
I think my earliest childhood memory was when I was 9 years old, and I was sent with my sister, who was 8, to a boarding school. And I remember the feelings more than anything. I remember being with my mother and father in the car and driving up towards this huge house. I've been back since, and it isn't that big at all, but obviously I was quite young. And I remember being really frightened about the fact that I was never going to sleep at home again, or so I thought. I mean, I did actually go home in the holidays. And I just wanted to burst into tears and cry and say to my mother, please, please, please take me home. But my little sister was crying so much that I had to be a big girl, as my mother would have said, and look after her, and I had to be very brave. And in fact, I had a lovely time there, so it didn't have a sad ending.
I think my earliest childhood memory is my first experience of snow. And I've worked out I must have been 2, and it was in the mountains. And I can remember having mittens on strings, and my mittens froze up, and what it felt like to have my nose very, very cold and my ears stinging. But I can also remember the sort of bright blue sky and the sunshine. Just that it was a very new kind of experience.
Good, I got answers, but with spelling mistakes. You know spelling mistakes? For orthograph, but that's not okay. حناش كنديرو الدروس just to overcome those problems. Good. Okay, let's correct them right now. Yes, Usama, you were right. You said frightened. Okay, frightened is like this. And you said sleep, of course. Sleep at home again. Okay. We have Fatiha. What did Fatiha say? Yes, Fatiha, frightened is the verb. Frightened is the past participle. Yes, that's good. Could sleep. Yes, Katie. Could. She wanted to burst first. Say burst. زعما انفجر بالبكاء. This is burst into tears. But she couldn't because her sister was. He didn't give me this answer. It's very frightened. Never sleep. Okay. Okay, is that alright? What about the next person? Yes, Yasin. Welcome, Yasin fan. Never sleep. Yes, never sleep. Good. What about the second person? Crying. Was crying. Yes, crying. Very good. Okay, so this is it for the first childhood memory. What about the second childhood memory? Any answers? Good, Katie and Fatiha was crying. What about the second one? Ten and snow. Are you sure? 10. It's not 10. You need to check. So you say snow. So snow. What else? Hello, Nasiba. Welcome. What about the rest? Listen again. Please open your ears. Her ears. Very cold. Yes, very cold. Her ears. Are you sure, Bella? Listen again and we'll check.
I think my earliest childhood memory is my first experience of snow. And I've worked out I must have been 2, and it was in the mountains. And I can remember having mittens on strings, and my mittens froze up, and what it felt like to have my nose very, very cold and my ears stinging. But I can also remember the sort of bright blue sky and sunshine. Just that it was a very new kind of experience.
So what do you think? Two. Very good, Bella. It's 2. Nice. She was maybe 2. Yes, Busarh, cold. Sky. Her mittens. What's wrong with her mittens? What happened to her? Sunshine. Very good, Katie. Sunshine. Okay, we have 3 words left. Frozen. Yes, you were almost, but it's not frozen, it's froze. They froze. Okay? Good. We have 2 left. Gloves. Her mittens froze. What else? We use the past simple, not frozen. Frozen is past participle. يعني congelé. ولكن هذا it's past simple froze. We have 2 more. Sorry, Usama. Thank you for reminding me. Listen again.
I think my earliest childhood memory is my first experience of snow. And I've worked out I must have been 2, and it was in the mountains.
I must have been 2.
I can remember having mittens on strings, and my mittens froze up, and what it felt like to have my nose very, very cold and my ears stinging. But I can also remember the sort of bright blue sky and sunshine. Just that it was a very new kind of experience.
Mittens mean gloves, snow gloves. Very good, Fatiha. Okay, let me give you answers. So, her eyes were stinging. Okay? She remembers. What does she remember? The bright blue sky. Okay, the bright blue skies. Her ears. Cold ears. Yes, sorry, her ears. Yes, you're right. She remembers the bright blue sky and the sunshine. You got everything correct. Good job. Yes, yeah, Katie. Thanks. Yes, Bella. ears. Yes, very good. Alright, let's move on with number exercise 17. I will give this to you as a homework. No, this is 16. Okay, now we are going to do this. Now listen to me. You are going to listen to a story, incidents happened on holiday in New York. A couple who went to New York to a hotel, and what happened there? Yes, Bella. What does it mean? Stinging. Stinging is a hurting kind of pain. Okay, when something is painful. When it is very cold, your fingers are stinging. Okay. Now here, let me fix this. Zoom it out a little bit. So in this story, you are going to listen to the beginning, and you are going to finish it. Okay, you're welcome, Bella. So the beginning is going to be heard in this listening track, and you put the end here. You put these sentences in the right order to give me the end. So I repeat, this is a holiday incident والحدث وقع in New York because of misunderstanding. Because of misunderstanding. سوء الفهم. Okay. And you are going to finish it. Let me switch off this so that nobody disturbs us. One moment, please. Okay, it's fine. Okay, so listen, and we complete the conclusion. Listen to the beginning, then we complete the conclusion. Let's go.
A British couple were on holiday in New York. The first night they hired a car and went to a show on Broadway, followed by an Italian meal. At first, they were a bit nervous about being out alone at night, after hearing stories about people being mugged. But they felt safe in the car and were feeling quite relaxed as they drove back to their hotel. They parked in the basement car park and were waiting for the lift up to the hotel reception, when a large man with a Rottweiler dog appeared out of the shadows and came towards them.
Let's do second listening.
A British couple were on holiday in New York. The first night they hired a car and went to a show on Broadway, followed by an Italian meal. At first, they were a bit nervous about being out alone at night, after hearing stories about people being mugged. But they felt safe in the car and were feeling quite relaxed as they drove back to their hotel. They parked in the basement car park and were waiting for the lift up to the hotel reception, when a large man with a Rottweiler dog appeared out of the shadows and came towards them.
Okay, I thought you were listening to, you were able to hear me, but the microphone was off again. Anyway, now try to put these passages or sentences in the right order. let's call them number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to give you 6 minutes to do it. Let's go.
A British couple were on holiday in New York. The first night they hired a car and went to a show on Broadway, followed by an Italian meal. At first, they were a bit nervous about being out alone at night after hearing stories about people being mugged. But they felt safe in the car and were feeling quite relaxed as they drove back to their hotel. They parked in the basement car park and were waiting for the lift up to the hotel reception when a large man with a Rottweiler dog appeared out of the shadows and came towards them.
So as I said, try to put the sentences in the right order. Okay, time is up. Welcome back, Nasiba. No problem. Yes, Bella, I've got answers here. Nasiba says 3 is the first one. You're right. This is the first one. Talking about the lift. L'ascenseur. So the lift, sorry, came and the couple jumped, but the large man started running and got in beside them just as the doors closed. Alright? This is first one. Number 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, good, Bella. Immediately he shouted, "Hit the floor, lady!" And the terrified couple threw themselves down on the floor, which means they were scared to death, throwing all their money and credit cards out of their pockets and shut their eyes. They were scared of the dog. Then you say number 5. It's not number 5. It's as soon as. Yes, you're right. That was 5. Good. That was 5. Very good, Bella. So as soon as the doors opened, they rushed out of the lift and spent a sleepless night in their room, which means they didn't sleep at night. Bella says then number 1. It's number 1. It's this receptionist. No, the next morning. Yes, very good, Bella. The next morning, they decided to fly home and went down to the reception to check out. So then, 1 and 4. The receptionist gave them an envelope. Inside were their credit cards and money. Yes, the next day. Good. Next morning. And notes would say, "Sorry, I frightened you last night. By the way, lady is the name of my dog." Okay. What kind of dog does he have? He shouted. Yes. Let me show you the story. Story is here. I forgot to show you the story. Listen again.
A British couple were on holiday in New York. The first night they hired a car and went to a show on Broadway, followed by an Italian meal. At first, they were a bit nervous about being out alone at night after hearing stories about people being mugged. But they felt safe in the car and were feeling quite relaxed as they drove back to their hotel. They parked in the basement car park and were waiting for the lift up to the hotel reception when a large man with a Rottweiler dog appeared out of the shadows and came towards them.
Okay, he's got a Rottweiler dog. Do you know what kind of dog is this? Any idea? I'll show it to you. This is it. Do you see it? So this dog frightened the couple. Was it clear? Okay. Okay, let's move on. Number 7, I will give it to you as a homework. Now we will do some pronunciation. Some pronunciation here. Okay. Now, read the rule and listen to the underlined words in the sentences. Repeat and record. Now, the rule: the underlined words. These are the underlined words. Les mots soulignés. What about these underlined words? Usually have the sound. Say I don't know its name in Arabic. So sound, but they have a full vowel sound when they come at the end of the sentence. Look at this word for, from, to, some, was. When they are in the end, we pronounce them as they are. For, from, to, some. But here, you don't say for, you say for. Here, you don't say from. Here, we don't say to, you say to. We don't say some, you say some. You don't say was, you say was. We don't say do, say d. Okay, you listen and you will notice my explanation. Let's listen.
Is it for you? Who's it for? Is it for you? Who's it for?
Is it for you? Is it for? Is it for you? Who is it for? Who is it for? You see, here we pronounce as it is. Here we use schwa. What is schwa? It's Is it for you? Is it for you? Who is it for? Okay, listen to this.
Is he from Australia? Where's he from?
Is he from Australia? Is he from Australia? From. Where is he from? Where is he from? Next one.
I want to see it. Do you really want to? I want to see it. Do you really want to?
I want to see it. Don't say I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see it. Do you really want to? Here we say to. We don't say do you really want. No. Do you really want to? We continue.
I've brought some bread. Can I have some?
I've brought some. Don't say some. I've brought some bread. I've bought some bread. Can I have some? Here the word is complete. Here the words are not complete. We use schwa sound, which means
He was in the army. I know who that was.
I repeat.
He was in the army. I know who that was.
He was in the army. He was. Not he was. Don't say he was in the army. Say he was in the army. He was in the army. You swallow. I know who that was. I know who that was. Don't say I know who that was. No. He was in the army, yes. But here, I know who that was. Same thing here. We have d and do.
Do you like dancing? Yes, I do.
Do you like dancing? Don't say do you like dancing? No. Do you like dancing? Yes, I do. Are you following? Please make a sign of living to know that you are living. You are still alive. Listen again.
Do you like dancing? Yes, I do.
Again.
Do you like dancing? Yes, I do.
You see what I mean? Please make a sign of living to carry on with the last exercise. Good, Usama, good. Very good. Okay, let's carry on with the last exercise. Complete the sentences using words from the box. Make in which sentences these words have the sound But first, just try to put these words in the sentences. Do, for, from, some, to, and was. Put them here. I give you 2 minutes. guys. I've got answers here. Bella says some, Osama some, Fatih 2, 2, 3, 2, okay. So, some coffee.
Would you like some coffee?
Where are you going from, Osama? Bella, you're right. 2. What are you waiting? Yes, you're right, guys. Katie, number 4. Right. Some good, Katie. Bella, number 5. Oh yes, was. Rania, number 6. Was good, Rania. Very good, Rania, and welcome. And finally, number 7, Rania. Yes. Now, first sentence, first question, sun. Is it pronounced sum or some? Is it pronounced sum or some? So, is there schwa sound? Is there a schwa sound? What is schwa sound? What is the schwa sound? Sound, sorry, it's So, what do you think? Good, Katie. So, number 1, do we have schwa sound or not? If we have schwa sound, we click on it. Do you have a schwa sound or not? In number 1. Yes, so number 1 we have schwa sound. Good, listen.
Would you like some coffee?
You don't say would you like some coffee? Would you like some coffee? It's written like this, schwa. Good. Number 2. Osama says number 1, number 5, and number 7. Let's check. Number 5.
She was carrying an umbrella.
Yes. Schwa sound. She was carrying an umbrella. She was carrying an umbrella. Not she was carrying an umbrella. Okay. And where did they go every night, every evening?
Where do they go every evening?
Where do they go every evening? Where do they go every evening? Okay. Whereas here,
Where are you going to?
the word is complete. You don't say t, you say to.
Where are you going to?
Where are you going to?
What are you waiting for? We've run out of sugar. Could you buy some?
Good.
Were you afraid? Yes, I was. Were you afraid? Yes, I was.
Excellent, guys. You did a good job. Alright, so let's call it a day. We will finish later, inshallah. Okay. With phrases and participle pronunciation. Okay. I will share exercises with you in 10 minutes, inshallah. Okay. And we continue our practice. Okay. If you like the video, please hit like so that our lesson will be famous on YouTube searching engine. Alright? So thank you very much and see you in 10 minutes, inshallah.
Do you like dancing? Yes, I do. Is it for you? Who's it for?
Is he from Australia? Where's he from?
I want to see it. Do you really want to?
I've bought some bread. Can I have some?
He was in the army. I know who that was.
I've bought some bread. Can I have some?
Do you like dancing? Yes, I do.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence
One night, the man by the window called to his friend, "Quick, pull the alarm by your bed. I don't think I'm going to last the night." But his friend, imagining an empty bed over by the window, did nothing. He just closed his eyes and went back to sleep. Sure enough, the next morning, the nurse found the man dead in his bed by the window. The old man was very excited as they moved him into the empty bed by the window. He sat up in bed, pulled back the curtain, looked out, and saw a blank brick wall.